Some anime characters embody the meaning of disrespectful. You might as well say they birthed the phrase. One of these characters is Charon from the anime Fire Force, and God forbid they lock you in a cell with this man, because he might just tear up your ass, literally.
In Chicago, Cook County Jail, they will knock you the fuck out.
Cold. Knock you out
when you
cold.
hit that ground, you will hear this. Get that butt! Motherfucker gets that. Nah, the nigga that's fighting.
Yo, it's your boy Jay Unchained, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been in before, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, show your boy some love. I'm trying to get at the big dogs, alright? So we got Charon from Fire Force, right? And he's a disrespectful motherfucker, I can't lie. You know, he embodies that demon time, and he's always ready to fight at any given moment. So let's talk about his name, but it all begins from the name. So in Greek mythology, right, the ferryman of Hades, the Greek underworld, he carries the souls of those who have been given funeral rites across the rivers, which separates the world of the living and the dead. So already his name is a reflection of the type of character he is within the Fire Force anime, which is a crazy play by the author. Let's talk about his appearance. So this character looks like he spent about 20 years in prison, you know, and he's just been injecting steroids constantly. His character is very built and muscly, and he kind of looks like the nigga Debo from Friday if he had hair.
I thought you had $200.
I do, but I won't spend Red's money.
You know, and you know a character doesn't give a hell or doesn't give a fuck when he ain't got no drip. You know, he's literally wearing robes, you know, white robes as his clothing. So he don't give a fuck. All he cares about is literally stomping on niggas constantly throughout the whole anime series. And it's apparent, you know, as you're watching this series, you start to think he's like, god damn, are you the main antagonist or what? Which is somewhat beautiful, because although he's just a side antagonist, they make you feel like this character is unstoppable, you know. And it's apparent throughout the episode, like I said, because he's just stomping on our main protagonist constantly. And it's not just like it's a one-on-one fight, he's doing it to multiple different people throughout. But his character isn't just looks, he's got some crazy physical abilities. Charon was an expert in hand-to-hand combat, capable of strong quick strikes and grabs using his overwhelming strength. He got a sturdy muscular frame, his blows are so powerful, you know, it's enough to destroy a human body with minimal effort, and he can leave crates into the ground. His body is incredibly durable, being able to recover quickly from repeated blows and tremendous explosions, and he can also withstand like slashes from blades while showing no damage. This man literally walks and the floor explodes around him. Guys, if that ain't disrespectful, if that ain't got that Black Air Force energy, if that ain't on that demon timing, then what is? He has a second generation ability that allowed him to absorb and accumulate kinetic energy into his body from any attack that hit him. He was able to transform this stored power into thermal energy to attack with. This allowed him to both create massive explosions and withstand strong attacks from other users. By transferring the energy to different parts of his body, he's able to cause different types of explosions with small gestures like snapping or clapping. However, Charon was unable to release the absorbed energy at the same time, leaving him vulnerable sometimes to counter attacks and damage when unleashed. But like I said, because his body is so durable, he had to learn, you know, and train his body up so much to take other attacks from his opponents. Even Benimaru, Fire Force's own badass, similar to Gojo, has to respect the gangster of Charon. You know, they called him a monster after he came out unscathed from Benimaru's attacks. So even Benimaru had to give clout tokens to the demon Charon. Now, although Charon is a disrespectful demon towards his opponents, believe it or not, he actually doesn't hate anybody. He just knows there's a task at hand that needs to be accomplished, and I feel like that's what makes his character more destructive, more powerful, more scary. Because imagine if he had his own goal, his own will of his own, and his own hatred towards the people that he's fighting, he would probably be a devastating beast to be able to overcome, I feel like, personally, you know what I'm trying to say. Because like I said, characters that don't hate on anybody or hate nobody, they have no raw vim, so they're just fighting. So he literally is fighting based off not emotion but just his power alone, and I feel like that's incredibly crazy because, like I said, his character's really got no real purpose in his reason for fighting other than serving the people that he serves. But I will say his character definitely loves the thrill of the fight. Like, think about it, a character that likes to get hit and allows himself to get hit, you know, by his opponents, can't not like the thrill of the fight. It reminds me of Saraki, when Saraki is constantly getting slashed, etc., and he's getting stronger, he's getting more excited, he's getting more hyper. I feel like Charon's character is similar to that in some aspects, and like I said, he gets a thrill in the fight and it helps him you know, become stronger overall. His character somewhat reminds me of Todo from the anime Jujutsu Kaisen, and I feel like they're very similar in some aspects in structure, but also in the way they act within the anime. Now guys, my question for you is, who do you feel like will win in a fight between Todo, right, and the character Charon? They're very similar, like I said. They're both beasts within their own respective rights. They're both super demons, I cannot lie, and they both are gangster, I can't lie. So guys, this is your boy Jay Unchained. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, you know, show your boy some love, leave some likes, and like I said, input your comments below. I want to discuss this serious. I'm looking out. Peace.